Welcome to Nottingham. How have you found your first few days at the club?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been really good. Lads have made us feel welcome. Just itching to get going and getting some games under my belt now.
Does it help arriving with two other new players in terms of settling in?
Yeah, I think so. But no, like I say, your own person. I don't think it would bother me if I was coming in on my own or not. But no, I'm happy to, get in and get involved with the lads straight away.
Why did you decide to come to Meadowlands?
Well, I wasn't getting the game time at Tranmere. I wasn't getting as much time as I wanted. I think I've only featured probably 9-10 times this season. And it was just a case of I had the opportunity to come to get some games and hopefully have another promotion on the CV.
Was it a move that came around very quickly? Did it all happen?
Yeah, I think my agent, made contact. Well, it was probably a few weeks ago, back in January. Back in January, we first made contact, and the gaffer didn't need anybody at the time. And then all of a sudden, it was, I think last week, it was, one day during the week, and it was like, "How do you fancy it?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's get it sorted."
There's a player experience in COVID time, so I guess it can be quite difficult to settle given the protocols in place and the lack of opportunity for social interaction and fitting in.
But no, I'm happy to be here. Hopefully I can get the game time that I need and help push the club forward.
You played in the National League before. What does it take to be successful in this notoriously tricky division?
I think it's more a case of hard work, working as a group, working hard as a team, and like I say, obviously being better than the opposition you come against. And I think it's non-negotiable that the lads work hard, and I think if you do all that, everything else will come with it. The good play, creating chances, that everything comes with it. But first and foremost, it's hard work as a team.
You've joined the squad in a little bit of a ropey patch for the side. What have you made of the squad since you've joined?
From what I've seen, training-wise, it's a good standard. Obviously the group of lads were disappointed with the result and probably the performance the other night. But I think, lost 2 games in 12. It's not a massive crisis, really. Let's be honest. I think there's other teams that have been worse off than that. But I think it's vital that we stick together as a group and like I say, work hard, and I think the results will come.
Is there a level of adjustment between the EFL and the National League? Or is the quality quite similar, do you find?
I think over the years, I think it's very similar. I think going back to when I made my debut in the conference, you're looking 13 years ago. There was a massive difference, but I think now the gap's closed massively, and I think it's very similar. The way teams play. Some want to play, some want to go direct. Some mix it up. But I think the standard's a lot better than than people give it credit for.
Finally, from me, I understand that a long time ago you used to play football with our own Magpies commentator on BBC Charlie Slater. Do you remember him, and is he any good on the pitch?
I think going back now, I think we must have been 13, 14-year-old kids. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I've played with that many people during the time now. But I do remember the team we played for. But I've stayed in touch with him, and he's a good guy.
But not a memorable footballer then.
Well, if he sat there doing the radio now, obviously not.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate.
Lee Curtis, Mark, from the Nottingham Post. Just on the circumstances behind your arrival, I think Neil did an interview this week saying that perhaps the only National League that you would consider joining was Notts County. Is that correct?
There was other talks, with other clubs over the weeks, but this was the concrete. This was the only club that made proper contact and said, "Look, we want to get something sorted." So it was like, for me, I wasn't playing at Tranmere, so it was a no-brainer. And having the opportunity again to probably push for another promotion, I was all over it.
What is the sort of conversations you've had with the manager since your arrival, and what does he want to see from you in the final remainder of the season?
Just explaining how the team's set up, how he wants them to play, know what I mean, and try and come in and be a leader.
And I suppose that's the foundation for any promotion push, is that you do need those strong characters in the dressing room.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's players here already that can do that. You know what I mean? There's older players than myself that are experienced enough, know what it's all about. You know, I've had promotions out of this league before and know what it takes to get out of it.
How hard is it to get out of this league? Because I mean, obviously there's just the one promotion spot, and then you've got the lottery of the playoffs.
Yeah, that is tough. You know what I mean? A few years ago now, I did it with Forest Green, and you know, we had obviously a tough game against Tranmere in the final, but I think it was more psychology in this that we had to say the pressure was on them. They had to go up, and maybe it is. On the flip side, now this club have to go up. You know, they've been here for a few years, but like I say, I've relished the opportunity and look forward to it.
Yeah, how do you deal with that pressure and that expectation at a club like Notts, where you know the demands are very high?
I think, like I say, I personally love a challenge, and this is going to be a big challenge for me. And like I say, I'm looking forward to getting the minutes and getting the game time. But no, it's going to be tough, but we have to work hard as a group to achieve it.
The players had a meeting this morning, apparently about the rocky patch. Although 2 defeats out of 5, I mean, it's not a crisis, is it? But what was said?
I don't think I'll go into too much detail, but you know, lads were getting a few points across of what we've been doing and how they've been doing during the games, and I think they mentioned about the last 5 games at the start of games haven't been good enough and it's not been acceptable. I think it was the same the other night, and obviously looking at it from the stands the other night, yeah, it probably wasn't. So obviously that was mentioned, but it was ways of individuals, you know, going into training, keep working hard, which is vital if we need to achieve what we want.